We're over back at the rewire for Raj. This is the rewire we did a day with Jack. We're getting to the stage now where it's being boarded. Nigel, next door, the plasterer, has done upstairs. That is 90% done. It's just the bathroom to be done. So I said to Raj, as and when, God, was it November? Whenever it was. No, maybe before that. Doesn't matter. Last year, as and when you get to stages throughout the house, if you want me to come back, chuck the fuse board on, get some circuits powered up. He has said to me, right, with the boiler's going on within 2 weeks. Get the spur up and running, some lights, some sockets. We left the temp board here, which everyone's been using, which I'll run you to in a minute. I'm here for the next 2 days. Today, fuse board is going on. We have a Navitas 26 usable ways, double stack board, delicious. And then tomorrow, it's second fixing upstairs, getting some bits done. And I can run through exactly what Raj has done with the ceiling with the Celotex on the next video of stuff that I've spoken about for years, about trying to keep it sealed in on a cold roof and how he's gone about it. So we'll show that off. Right, to the fuse board. Current setup under the stairs. It's all been ripped out, taken out. We've got our lovely bunch of cables here, not coconuts. The temp board is on, it's been used, it's been fantastic. I was actually looking for it the other day and I completely forgot it was here. So we've got our ISO. We're going to be doing the board directly above the meter that it could be boxed in if it's needed to in future. They're boarding back the stairs, so this will become a cupboard. With this, I'm going to do rear entry. This is being 4x2 trunked across. I'm going to brace the board off to allow cables to go in the back, allow at least a foot of cable to be slipped behind the board for future, if stuff gets moved, gets played with in 10, 15 years time, 20 years if there's a new board on. I brought the setup with me. I've got the table, I brought some ply, I brought some MDF, we've got our Bosch circular saw, we've got some of the new stuff that I bought redoing my house up. Really big square, really big square. My Bosch bay charger, because it's slightly cold outside, won't work. My Walkie one's working, but I started using my Bosch batteries a lot for my Unilight because I've got loads of batteries. Switch it in, out, so they come with me everywhere. They're for the power tools. Let's crack on. Right, okay. Navitas. Get you open. So this is one I've already prepped at home over the weekend, knocking the back out of it. You know what I'm saying? Careful, as you can see. Keep all the good stuff up, out the way. This is our size. So I brought this big ply because I wasn't sure if this was going to be plastered and I was going to do a big section for it to go on. And I brought offcuts of MDF that I'm using from home. I'm tempted to do a frame, a double thickness, so this is 18 mil, so we'll thicken it up to 36, and just do a border that sits around that allow me to go side entry with the 2x4, do my rear entry, loads of slack, loads of lovely room, still look nice and neat, nice and strong to the wall. That's sort of in uniform, so that's what we're going to do first. Also, for my house, that's okay, they're mine. The amount of ply and MDF I have bought is 18 mil for MDF, £32 a sheet, and when I wanted some 32 mil ply for my wall for the fuse board for the battery storage, £40 a sheet. It grows. Why is it anyway? And the reason I'm framing around it rather than doing a solid piece and cutting the holes out is just to allow loads of room for the cables not to be sat bunched up, twisted together at the bottom. If I do a frame, they've got all the room when it comes in the top or in the bottom to be sat, coiled, poked back through. Like I say, future expansion, future stuff to play with, whatever. What we've done, the Unilight up there, a screw, we've got our thing. Temporary board is pushed to the side. Just got spirit level. We've leveled up either side of the framework of the existing to go up. So all I'm going to do now is untape my stuff here and find the smallest length, but I'm pretty sure like I was quite accurate with them as we brought through. I've got the doorbell one, here, which is the shortest, but even that's still absolute plenty, so I won't be cutting any of that. Obviously we're going to bring in through some trunking straight across in here. So the idea with the framework I've just made is we're going to notch out a bit of the MDF, the underside. That's why I glued it together, so we can cut that bit, the cables can go underneath, and we know we've got 4-inch width from the trunk in, so we can cut a 4-inch gap to allow everything. Biggest one we've got in here is a 6mm. Everything in here is Earthshore except for the 6mm as well. I'm going to give it 3 inches instead of 4, just to be on the safe side. Why change habit of a lifetime? Looking at it this way, the further we go down within reason, the more slack I'm going to be able to keep on the cables. If we can do down, drop down, up. Whereas if I bring it here and you've got rear entry for the bottom set, you're going to have less cables. So if I bring it down, bottom, top. I'm just transferring the 3 inches across. Anyway. So what I can do is cut that slot out, which allow my cables to come through, still within the enclosure. The trunk is then going to butt to that, so you won't see that. They'll be able to come down here, back up into the board. I know they do melt frames for these, Navitas, Fusebox, you name it. I know they do it. I'm still yet to fit one, but I don't think they do them for the double DIN boards. But let me know in the comments. Now I'm done wasting my time. I'm not, this looks great. I'm just doing it loosely because I've got a slot out here for the tails. Can you see? I've got a slot out here for the tails to go down. So I'm going to prep the board now and put the tails and the main earth in so that can be linked up, sat down. We can have a play and then I can have a go with this. I'm going to do, because obviously we've got the two stories. Yeah, that's the new phrase for it. It's a 2-story board. Going to cut out the sockets, but like sockets and cooker up top, lights down bottom with the smoke circuit and all that sort of stuff. I've never done this before, but because the main switch is here and the cables are all coming in here, I don't want the tails coming down because of all the lovely space I've just created in the piece of wood to slot through. Everything's going to catch the tails. They're long enough, the isolator is just below here. So I've cut a hole here to put a cable tie on there. I did do sticky pads across all of it, but this one, it's just insane. I don't know how that's held on. All the other ones fell off. So that's cable tied, so that will pull out where I need it to go. Last thing from using MDF consistently in my house is I don't want to screw, because this is a narrow piece. When I put a screw in there, it will split or delaminate itself. So I'm just going to pre-drill with the smaller bit and the screw size. That allows me to get the screw in, get a really good fixing without splitting the wood. Who put all this tape on here? So we're at a good stage now. I pulled the cables up back. Like I said, the whole reason for bringing it off the wall is we got loads of slack that comes down, across, loops back up. What I did with the tails works out really, really well. They haven't got in the way there at all. I've got the heat shrink out. I thought, as in, why not? It's best time to do it. So I managed to make sure the cables are all twisted the correct way. So we've got live and neutral to match up with the boards. We strip plenty back. We can tuck behind, loop it back in. I'm going to do the same things. I wasn't going to make the board off because I was only going to put what essentially is for tomorrow upstairs sockets and upstairs lights in. But what I'm going to do is make the board off now while I'm here. Wago, so undo it, stick some Wagos on, they're linked through, so nothing will go on tonight. I'm not even going to wire the board in tonight. Plaster's still using the temp board here. And then do the switch over tomorrow. I've got the labels for the bonding. I've just got to do the gas bonding, which is there, which is sweet. But that's where I'm at now, so I'm going to get the board done. We got sleeve it, we love it, on there, get it done. That one is not Earthshore, and these two aren't. Right, I've done my little cupboard. The pack out on wheels, game changer for me. Poorly knees. So it's not going on today. We've got the stuff. I need to ring up from 4x2 Drunken. Hang on, let me make a phone call. Right, phone call's made. This is in. This isn't livened up. I've not tested anything yet. We got earth block in to connect this in tomorrow. We've got this ready. Just looked at the quotes. I printed one out. I've got to put a double socket in here and also a light. So what I'm going to do, because there's trunking here, I can go down the dab and put a socket here, and I can do a hole here, go up, and I've got like I call it a BT9, a small LED bulkhead up here. So we can do that tomorrow. On the board, we are labelled up, and I also saw that you could change the fonts. So we've had a bit of a switch up coming across here. That is the magnet off my Unilight to hold the lid up. Coming down, this is all ready and prepped. Once again, Unilight. If I take the front off, that's what I mean. So I was one short on the RCBOs, which I've got one at home, it's not a problem. For the hob, everything is labelled and heat shrinked behind. We've got the ring for the kitchen. We've got upstairs sockets, utility sockets, loft sockets, down sockets, all in. Bars in. I put in a supply for a Ring doorbell. But when we do this, what we'll have to do is move the SPD over, either link off one of these RCBOs to go across to feed the transformer, or we can just put an MCB in, because it's literally, there's no earth, it's just contained within the board. We'll have to cut the buzz bar down by 2 to ship that across. But we're heat shrinked on the label. I've got the gas to put in here. Sort of got very cold sat in this little cupboard. But that's on, that's solid, it's neat, it's tidy. I've left it lipped up a little bit on the top and on the bottom. These were to go in today, but I'm not powering it up because I need to get some more blanks. But essentially that's that. That's coming tomorrow. We'll link this up and across. So upstairs is all plastered, boarded, well, the majority. Landing is yet to be done, and the bathroom is halfway there. But obviously the purpose of this is me to stick some pendants in, stick some sockets on. I haven't got any fast fix on me, so that's ordered for tomorrow's job. But what I am going to be doing for Raj, like I've done for loads of times before, they've got their own light fittings, but they are not going up obviously until the room's pretty much completed. So instead of screwing a pendant to the ceiling, screwing it up, getting a new pendant, taking the flex out, sticking some Wagos. So I'm going to go around, strip all these, get the Wagos on and ready. And then sockets, we've got fast fix there. And if you guys have got a fabulous memory, you remember that we put boxes and things in place because Raj has ran his own cat cables, Ethernet cables. My brother turned around and said, "Stop saying cat cables on your videos, call them Ethernet." Right, get these on. So he's got his points in. So I'm pretty sure we put the boxes in. Pretty sure, I can't remember now, it was a while ago. And then also we've got power at the switches coming in and around, but I've got this one to play with. Got loop in, got loop out. We've got the light fitting. We've got the 3-core for up and stairs, downstairs, the bathroom lights, the bathroom extractor, and then we've got a permanent fee for the mirror. Luckily, Raj did request for 35mm boxes everywhere, and then on top of it as well, we've got the plasterboard. So, plenty of room, get it nice and neat. Fandabby knows it. 5 o'clock, and it's still ish daylight, but it is cold. Next video you'll see is tomorrow. I'm going to be tackling this and showing you what Raj has done, which is fabulous for coal roof systems. If everyone else followed suit, it would be great. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you, bye.